Hi guys, we're at the end of week 12 on 125 milligrams of sertraline to treat PPPD, MDDS, CPTSD, neurocircuit dizziness, chronic dizziness, whatever you want to call it, because it doesn't really matter, does it? I have had a challenging time, but I'm gonna quickly call Steve from Steve's Long COVID Journey because he's not able to access his YouTube account at the moment. So I thought you could join us on a call. So here we go. I'm just going to give him a call now. Okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been a long time since I've been on my channel, obviously.
Yeah, can you explain, particularly to Jill, because she's concerned?
Hi, Jill. I'm doing okay. I upgraded my phone a few months ago, and for some reason I can't get back into my account, which is really annoying because obviously a lot of people were following on there and wanted to know, and so a lot of people had probably panicked because I obviously hadn't been on there.
Yeah.
But I'm doing okay.
You're doing more than okay. You're pretty good, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of changes in my life since my last post on my channel. I guess a lot of trauma, likely. Heck of a lot. But it's stuff that I've used my tools, to get through. I've suffered a few panic attacks, but
they're understandable, they're justifiable, aren't they? Because you've had some, you're going through a transitional point in your life, aren't you? You're making adjustments to your life because you've been living inauthentically, and now you're explain a little bit more about what you've done.
I don't want to go into too many details. But,
no, not personal.
I had to leave my marriage for various reasons. It just wasn't working, and it was tough. I had to leave the house with my kids, not with my kids, but leave the kids there. So I don't see them as often. I don't see them every day like I'd like to, which again is quite triggering. I'm now living in a flat by myself,
which is huge.
Yeah, which is huge.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, which is tough because obviously I've got a lot of time to think and overthink, and overthinking is not obviously good, especially for this condition. I started getting intrusive thoughts, and a few people did tell me, including D, most recently, I've been living my life back in my old ways. I think that was because of the transition in my life. I slipped back into just existing almost in some areas of my life. So I wasn't doing meditation like I did every day. I wasn't doing various things. Like I would still do the parasympathetic breathing if I felt like I was getting into an attack, but it didn't always work because there was a lot of pressure on me. But I think overall, once D and a couple of other people that know about me and my condition said to me, look, you need to get back to doing what you were doing and focusing on relaxation and your life,
Yeah, get back on the horse.
Yeah. So I did that. I did the following day. I was listening to, so every morning now I listen to positive affirmations because of various situations, I didn't think a lot of myself. And I should do. I've got through a really tough period of life, both in a relationship type of view, but also medically. And I should be proud of that, and that I'm still standing. I've got my own place, and I'm still going strong. So I listen to that, and I'm doing meditation at night if I need to. But since I got rid of the stuff that was weighing down on my shoulders, literally I had to come clean and just get things off my chest. And I think since that point, I've been happy every day. I've been in a much better place. And symptom-wise, it's still up and down, but most of the time it's in the background, which is where I like
So,
to stay, really.
on a scale of 1 to 10, your average number each day, would you say? What would that be?
Well, now, I guess it would. Well, 10 being the worst. Obviously, on average, probably a 2, which is, I mean, sometimes.
That is amazing.
Sorry.
Is that not amazing?
Yeah, sometimes I don't even feel that I've got it, you know, at times. And there'll be times where it comes on a bit stronger, and I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do here. For instance, I did have a brief, like, symptom. It was like a short of breath type thing, and I thought it might evolve into a panic attack. And I was like, I don't need this. I know it. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I was just calming down, breathing. I was like, no, let's sort this out. So I just lied on the floor at work for 5 minutes and was like, it'll go. And it did, but the dizziness came back quite strong. And I was like, no, it's going to go. So I got up and started working. 10 minutes later, it had gone.
Yeah. It's that old neural circuit popping back up again, saying, I'm still here. Do you need me? No, I don't. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that's what I've been doing. And some days are obviously better than others. I mean, yeah. I'm in a better place. That's the main thing that everyone needs to know. But I'm still fighting it, but not as much as I was.
No, it's so amazing. I mean, I've seen you 3 or 4 times now in person, and we've done stuff, and I can't help but make comparisons, and I know you shouldn't, but you know, you're at the stage that I'd like to get to, because if I was on average of 2, it just really wouldn't bother me. I could live like that quite happily.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I'm still on a massager, and I should just turn the camera back. Sorry for the candidness of my filming, but I don't really have an alternative. My channel is pretty candid. I am still going through stuff, and I've allowed myself some slack. You know, my dad's estate wrapped up almost last week. Some money appeared in my account, and then everything became real that he's gone and he's not coming back. I've been on my own in Margate for 10 days, which is the longest I've ever been on my own. And that happened at a time where I was alone with no distraction. And I went and sat by the sea. It's just me and some baby seagulls. I cried my eyes out. And then a couple of crackheads just turned up behind me and started smoking crack. So I was like, right, okay, let's go on from that. But anyway, that's an aside, really. But I started to let things out a little bit, spoke to my brother, and I'm processing things to do with my dad, but I also need to process my mum, because Diane, you'll relate to this. I haven't had time between my mum dying and my dad dying to do anything, because COVID hit in between. Then I got the vaccine injury with my ear. I hadn't had time to process mum's death before my dad died. So it's like a double whammy. And because this whole thing's been hanging over me, I've realised a lot about myself through having triple PD and watching the recovery videos and the personality types of people that get it. And I've realised that I've been telling myself I need to hold on to these emotions, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be able to do the thinking and have the reactions that I'd need to manage dealing with solicitors in Spain, solicitors in the UK, making decisions for my brother, making decisions for me. For some reason, I've just told myself, no, you can't grieve yet. You're not allowed. It has to be like in a structured way, which is a classic of personality type that get this sort of thing. So I'm aware of a lot of things. The implementation is coming, but it's difficult. And obviously, I've been using the massage a lot. As we're speaking, I'm about an 8. My chest is absolutely killing me. But I've had a really challenging weekend. The weather is bad. I'm on my period. My dad's estate wrapped up on Friday. So the realisation and slow sort of trickling out of these emotions is all impacting. So I do cut myself some slack, but you can't help but make comparisons. I've now been ill for 3 years and 2 months with a trauma in the middle of that. So I'm allowing that. Yeah, there is something I want to say on neurosim. Remind me that after we continue our conversation. I may as well talk to you about it now. So I'm part of the UK CV family, which is a registered charity. They're a Facebook group. They're the only Facebook group I'm a member of when it comes to this stuff, because I don't want to go down the PPPD route, because there's going to be a lot of people suffering. I avoid those groups, and I recommend that any of my followers also avoid those groups. You need to be around positivity. You need to see people recovering, etc. Anyway, on this group for vaccine injured, there are people with long COVID. Now, this affects you, Steve. Whatever we believe long COVID to be, it definitely exists, right? And there was a guy who shared a post about something called neurosim. Now, I talked about this probably about 2 months ago to my YouTube followers, and I did put a link in the description. I can't remember what week we were on when I had that discussion, said that I was going to guinea pig it for people. So it's an expensive device that's no bigger than an old school mobile phone. So I've got a very small iPhone. It's probably that big, half the size. It connects via a wire to your ear, and it sends electrical pulses into the vagus nerve, and it's a vagus nerve stimulator. It's proven to reduce the effects of chronic fatigue, long COVID, fibromyalgia, all these other chronic conditions. And this guy said that he used it for 2 months and he's been cured of long COVID. Now, it could be a placebo effect. Who knows? What I do know is that the symptoms I'm experiencing at the moment, my chest, my vision, my ears, I have been fully checked out. I've been given medical clearance. I know this is coming from my brain, and my nervous system is shot to pieces, understandably. But this machine regulates your nervous system through the vagus nerve. So I feel like I'm currently doing all the work, both the emotional work, the processing. I'm focusing my attention on life. I'm using my creativity. I'm challenging myself. I'm spending more time alone. Oh, something's obviously kicked off. You hear the sirens?
Yeah.
I just need that little bit of an extra thing to calm me down. I just want to feel relaxed in my body. I'm doing the meditations before bed, but it's not quite doing it for me, and different things work for different people. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to give this a go. I've bought it. It's arriving either tomorrow or Tuesday, so watch out for the next update, because I will let you know how I get on. But generally speaking, people say they see improvements after a month of daily use.
Yeah, how much is it, so everyone knows?
It's £699, which is expensive. But when I factor in how much I've spent on therapy that I didn't need, i.e. CBT, which I didn't need, £80 a session, because I couldn't get it through NHS. Well, I could, but I'd have to wait. I'd probably still be waiting. Do you know what I mean? EMDR, a therapy that I would like is what the Steady Coach talks about, which is emotional awareness and expression therapy. I do think that that's something that I probably do need, because I've got layers and layers of complex trauma that have never been dealt with, and I have a maladaptation to how I manage that. So I do think I still need that therapy. But other than that, I've had acupressure, massage, all sorts of things, which if you combine all of that, then it does work out. If this works, then I haven't got to pay for anything else. So so I'm going to give it a go, and I'll let people know how it goes. but it has lots of benefits also for autoimmune diseases, all sorts. Again, I'll put a link in the description below. Have a look for yourselves. And yeah, it's been recommended on all mainstream media. And it's not invasive. It's just something that you can take with you in your pocket. I suppose a little bit like a TENS machine. But it works on the vagus nerve, which obviously, as we know, is the main nerve in the body. Going from the stomach to the brainstem. So we'll see. Because I want to get to be if I had to be a tooth the rest of my life, I'd be happy with that. Quite honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Majority of the time.
Yeah. So just to explain to people, it's not how you've got to a 2 has been like what were your symptoms in the beginning?
Yeah.
When this first started.
So
when it was at its worst. Yeah, go on. Go on.
I took my kids out the other day to the park. And in the park there's loads of hills. And I jokingly said about rolling down, like on the sides, rolling down the hill. So the kids did it, and I thought, I'm going to do it, just because, I'm like... So I did it, right?
You're such a child, aren't you? Yeah, go on.
The pace obviously quickened a lot more than the kids did.
I wish one of the kids had videoed it just for me to have a laugh.
Yeah, but I managed to stop myself. I'll show you it later. But as I stopped, obviously my dizziness was crazy. But this was like general dizziness. But it reminded me how I felt at the start of all this. And when it sort of subsided after 10 seconds or whatever it is, I was like, wow, that's how I used to feel all the time.
Yeah.
I have come this far. But yeah, so at the start of all this, I was, again, to remind everyone, I had panic attacks, severe dizziness, my eyesight was blurry on and off, I'd have depersonalization, I'd get numbness in the arms, sometimes once or twice I had the shakes, I'd have the drop-in sensation.
That was horrible.
Palpitations,
yeah.
Shaky legs, trampoline feet, just a whole host of stuff. But I was quite lucky because I did get a lot of specialists see me, but none of them really knew what was going on.
No.
And I was lucky that this one guy knew about this, not PPPD itself, but like the mind-body connection.
Was that Roger Duckworth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was crazy when he went into details about it all, but yeah, I started learning about it, and by the end of my sessions, he was like, "You've sort of turned into a master. You can do this." So I carried on that, and that's how I've sort of got to where I'm at.
Plus the Sertraline.
Oh, the Sertraline was a massive game changer.
So what? You're still on 150?
Yeah.
And what are your plans with that? Are you getting reviewed? Or are you going to stay on it for a while?
I did actually because I've been to the doctors recently about a different problem, and I saw the same doctor, and she just said about continuing that as it is. She goes, "You're doing really well on it. It's working for you, so keep going." My other issue was I had the shortness of breath, which obviously can be a symptom, but she's given me an inhaler because when I was a kid I was asthmatic, but on and off, not majorly. So it's just for when I get a shortness of breath, I just got to take a bath, and it should help me out and clear my airways.
Did they do an ECG, by the way?
Yeah, that came back as normal. I knew it would.
Yeah.
We both did.
Yes.
I've had many over the last few years.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not saying I'm on the other side, but I'm closer to the end of the tunnel, hopefully. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not, then so be it. I'll live in this part of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the steady coach always says the tail end of this is really, really long. It's really long. But it's okay if you're a 2, and then when you do go up, I usually get a text from you when you do go up, but when you do go up, what's caused it, and you can reason with it and go, well, it's obvious, it's just my body's not, like, what have I got to change, what have I got to do? So you're in that position where you're so in tune with your body now that you're aware of when something needs attention because your body's letting you know.
Yeah, I mean, the other week when I did feel a bit bad at work, I knew what it was. I had a bit of a cold, and it was my immune system telling my nervous system that, oh, I need to freak out. This could be COVID again or whatever it is. But I think overall, for me, the biggest thing was acceptance, you know, in my brain. And the thought of, you know, when I do ramp up a little bit, I know it's my anxiety or my stress levels that are controlling it. And I know I have to get that down. As soon as I get that down, it will just subside.
Yeah, it's a stress illness, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, mainly.
But I mean, yours has been brought on through various factors in your life, and then having this long COVID, and mine has been brought on by my nervous system being in an extreme state of hypervigilance, and then getting a vaccine injury to my inner ear. So with the inner ear issue is resolved because I've had a video nystagmography, which is the VNG testing, and you know, the eye movements, the nystagmus, which my eyes were moving left to right, that's very minimal now. So we know that the crystal's kind of lodged back into the place it should be. So there should be no reason why this dizziness, and I mean, it's not even dizziness anymore, really. If I turn the massager off now, I just feel like I'm going to be murdered. It's not a dizzy feeling anymore. It's moved around.
Is it like a fear in the chest?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still get that.
Yeah, but I've got it most of the time, and I've been doing some tapping exercises to try and release that energy from the chest. But I'm also aware that that is the emotional centre for grief and sadness. So I think with me, there's a number of different factors going on. It's not just one thing, and I've just really been trying to turn my attention towards joy, but at the same time that is slightly avoiding things. What I need to do is I need to spend more time doing the thing that makes me afraid, and it's just that simple. Doing the thing that makes me afraid, which is sitting still without any appliances on me, and accepting in the moment that's how I am, and then learning how to regulate my nervous system. But I've tried so many methods, and because of the extremeness of what's happened to me in the last 2 years, whilst having this, it just feels like I need that little bit of extra help. Hence why I'm getting this NeuroSim machine. I just want to speed up the process, and that's really what Sertraline does as well. I mean, it does just give you that little bit of scaffolding. Jill has apparently started medication. I need to speak to her actually, but she was recommended a certain type. I can't remember what it is now. I'm sure she'll comment below, and I'll let you know what the comments are. Or maybe you can watch this video yourself and you'll see. If people want to speak to Steve, just send me a comment, because as I say, he can't access his YouTube, the Wally. But yeah, I think that I just see you as recovered, really.
Me?
I mean, yeah. You are.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to say it and jinx it, but you are, though. To me, you are. You are.
Yeah,
I've spent enough time around you to realise that you are. And obviously, spending time alone, that's something that neither of us have done.
No, it's...
And we're both doing that. But to do it, and then obviously you're going to have intrusive thoughts. And obviously, if you go to the doctor and say, oh, I'm been a bit breathless, and they start panicking you, saying, oh, your heart rate is this, blah, blah, blah. And I had to bring you back to the earth and go, well, yeah, I was diagnosed with POTS, for God's sake. But of course, my heart rate would be going up and up and up because I'm petrified of being stood still.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really get, like, traumatised medically by these people. You just have to see it for what it is. And sure enough, your heart's fine. And I'm so pleased it is. But, you know, it's understandable, being on your own, how you can sometimes get intrusive thoughts. I get them sometimes, but I see them for what they are, and I don't believe in my thoughts. I just go, yeah, it's just a thought, like, whatever, get over it. I don't believe my thoughts. Yeah. I just desperately want to get into regulation. But I've been sleeping a lot. a lot. When I'm here, because of the sea air, it really does make me tired. So I've been sleeping really well here, better than I do at home. So that's another good thing. Yeah, I think we're both doing really well, but I still need a lot of work. I
think it will come quicker for you now. Again, with what you've brought, but also where you're at in your life now. I think you'll get into that acceptance, and you can move on and
excuse
do
the
things
wobbly camera, guys. Yeah.
But ultimately, like, for me, I don't know whether it was COVID or the vaccine that done me in. And the fact that I think I had AstraZeneca, which I think replicated part of the COVID antibody thing that was put into the vaccine. So they put COVID in me as well. So
yeah, it's viral vector.
Happened to me,
just to say to anyone that's not UK, AstraZeneca was a viral vector vaccine, not the mRNA. Just to be clear on that. The mRNA were Pfizer and the others I can't remember, but AstraZeneca was a viral vector vaccine similar to that of rubella or the kind of things, not tetanus, but other things you get inoculated when you're a kid. It's the same sort of thing. It's kind of gives you a bit of the virus. And that's why I think that I had this attack on my inner ear, because the COVID virus attacks the inner ear and the brain.
Yeah, which is what it did to me.
Yeah.
Especially because at that moment I was ultimately stressed with every part of my life. So as soon as I got my body, it used them brainwaves to get into my brain.
Yeah.
And I've fought back ever since. But funny thing is, I sent some tech stuff to AstraZeneca at work. I was so tempted to crap in it.
What?
I was so tempted to crap in the box.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. You should have told me. I would have done.
Yeah. Well, I would have sacked. But yeah, overall, I'm doing okay. I think we're both, like you said, we're both at a better point in our lives, and it's just getting, just working our way through it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think you're doing amazing, mate. I really do.
Well, you too. Look at, when I first met you, I wouldn't have thought you would be going down to Margate by yourself, running a stall. You're doing it. Just keep doing what you're doing and focus and relax when you can, and you got it.
Yeah, and I'm doing well. Hey, no, I am doing well. Actually, I'm really pleased that because that's my definition of success. Waking up every day and do something you love, and calling that your job. That is success in my eyes. And it's making me happy. I do have a new life down here. So I know the future's going to be bright. I just need a bit of a break, from these symptoms, because I can't really enjoy anything. I mean, I enjoyed the rave last Saturday, but I think that's because the nervous system likes movement, and I was dancing a lot. So I think that had something to do with it. And the distraction as well. Yeah.
Probably the bass of the music was vibrating.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm going to sleep with like relaxing sounds. I'm doing my breathing before I go to sleep. I've always got some sort of sleep meditation thing on. I have got a whole playlist, by the way, guys. Just go to my channel, go to playlists, and you'll find one called Sleep. And there's a selection of things in there that you can listen to. They're usually 8 to 10 hour videos that you can just leave running on YouTube while you sleep. And I just find them so good and so relaxing. I've had some mad dreams. Good sertraline dreams. Do you get them?
Yeah.
They're so cool. I've had the best dreams on this drug, honestly. I think I made the right decision to come back down to 125. But guys, I will be clear, it doesn't cure it. It just
helps.
Does it? It's just, it just gives you that extra bit of support.
It's like a bit of armour.
Yeah.
It just helps you.
I describe it as like a scaffolding that sort of holds you up. It enables you to do more than you would have otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's still not got me out of fight or flight. But it's allowed me the confidence to do the work to get me out of fight or flight.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't grumble at that. Although, you know, I have put on so much weight since I started it. So liposuction and tummy tuck is the next thing to worry about. Would you do a recovery story with the steady coach, do you think, at any point? Or
What, me?
yeah.
I don't know. Because I kind of get that feeling like as soon as I do that, I'll go back downhill. I don't want that feeling, because I used to do that with my videos. I'd be like, oh, I've had a good week this week, and then the following day I'm like, ugh. But no, I am.
Dr. Yo, if you're watching, I'm trying to get him for you.
No, I probably would. I'm going to save my own sanity, and, you know, I am in a much, much better place. And I'd say I'm almost recovered. But are we ever? We're always going to face stress. Maybe it's a good thing I've got this, because it'll alert me to when I need to chill out.
Yeah.
Just be at that point now.
In a way, I think it's kind of fate that you can't access your YouTube. Because really, should you be talking about this ever again? Probably not. Because you need to, I think you've helped all the people you're going to be able to help with this. And I think some people that recover from this then feel this just primitive need to help other people that have it and help coach them to recovery. But although I am such a people person, as you know, I'm such an empath. I do anything for anybody, but I do not want to be talking about this ever again when I'm a 2 or a 1 or completely cured. So that's why I've been doing this channel for, I don't even know how long I've been doing it for now, every single week. Since I started the Sertraline, because it's the only way that I knew that I'd be able to help people is actually while I'm going through it. So they can, you know, look back over my videos and see the difference. And also for me to see the difference, because it's hard when you're in it to see what progress you have made, because the progress can be really small sometimes. So, but yeah, I just think that we're both in transitional points, and you've gone through some hard changes, man, hard, but your life is looking up, and it will continue to get better and better because you're now
me
putting you first.
I'm now me.
Yeah.
And I'm about to live my life.
Yeah.
I am living my life.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Authenticity is the key, guys. That's, you know, it's there was a lady called Sam Miller, and she was in a recovery story of Dr. Yo's, the study coach. Oh, you've gone sideways, Steve. What's going on there? There you are. And she was talking about people living in authentic lives, and it just hit with me so much. And she's so right. I've been sort of on someone else's train sort of journey, and just sort of going along with it because I love them, but actually my path is completely different. I have to work a way around how I go on my journey whilst being with this other person I want to be with. And so this is the result of it, me having to spend time away from from my partner and my cats, to be able to live the life that I want. So yeah, it's hard, but there are ways to work around it. And I feel for people that really feel they're trapped, because nobody's ever trapped in a situation. I mean, Steve's proved that, really. It gets to the point where you have to just go, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about me? What about me? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to turn this recording off now. Stay on the line.
Yeah.
And I will edit this and seamlessly blend it into a one-to-one conversation with me and the followers.